It is a new year, it is 2025 and the road to WrestleMania 41 is officially beginning with the first WWE RAW show new on Netflix. Welcome back guys to Fog Wrestling, and we are here to preview the big Netflix premiere January 2nd, Monday Night Raw is coming to Netflix.
It doesn't get much bigger than this. Dare I say the biggest Monday Night Raw since the 25th anniversary, 7 years ago. Then if you want to even go before then, I'm thinking around 2012, around that time. It's got a big feel to it, that's undeniable. Triple H calling it the biggest Raw ever. I don't know if I'd go that far. Triple H, I mean, his nose does seem to get bigger every single day, but there's no denying it. I mean, there's literal matches on this card that could be main event in WrestleMania.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt about it. It could be one of the biggest Raws of all time. Doesn't mean it's going to be one of the best Raws of all time, let's be honest.
No, of course.
There's a big difference between a big show and one of the best shows. Well, you can't deny it. A new era for WWE, Netflix. It's a huge show. It's important that WWE kick off with a good, strong start. I mean, the last thing they want to do is put on an absolute stinker with their Netflix debut. So, yeah, look, chance for them to capture a new audience. It's a massive show, no doubt about it. And I think the match card, and I think the stars that they're bringing back, that tells you everything you need to know. Because not only do you have all the top stars that are currently on the roster appearing, you also have some of the legends coming back as well. You've got John Cena, his return farewell tour. He'll be on Monday Night Raw Netflix. Got Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He will be on Monday Night Raw Netflix. Then, of course, you've got the likes of Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa, and God knows who else will appear. Maybe even that boring guy that holds the World Championship. Forget his name. Haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he'll even appear, if we're lucky.
Big nipples, but what about El Penta Cero, that guy? Hearing big stuff about him.
Aye, Pentagon Dark. You know what? We actually might have to cut the Rock segment short just to make sure that Pentagon gets enough ring time in his match.
Well, that's the only correct thing we could do. Scrap the Rock's promo. Scrap Cena's promo.
Give Pentagon an extra 15 minutes.
Aye, why not?
Aye, why not? Because we all want a Pentagon Dark 45-minute match on Raw. But look, enough talking about who we might get, who we might not get. Another name, though, that I will quickly throw out there, Joe Hendry, apparently could be on this Raw. And I think that's where we'll leave it. We know there was talk about Austin, Undertaker, Hogan. Doesn't look like we're going to get those guys. But, you know...
I think we're going to get Hogan. Hogan looks like he's replaced Austin. But here, we won't know. I mean, Austin, that could just be a ruse, man, I mean, look how many things Meltzer, etc. get wrong throughout the calendar year. We won't know until the show's over, folks.
Yeah, we will not know until the show's over, but I do expect it to be a good one. So, let's kick off with the match that was announced latest. It was Jey Uso versus Drew McIntyre. This match got announced, I believe, on last week's Raw, in the third hour, second hour even, where Adam Pearce made it official. It's going to be Jey Uso taking on Drew McIntyre. We've seen Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn over the past month. Now we're getting Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso. I mean, it's a pretty decent match. I think it will be overshadowed by the other ones on Raw, but still, I can't really complain. I think it'll just be in there. It'll be filler at the end of the day. When you've got a star-studded card, I don't expect this one to stand out or create headlines. But I mean, it could be a decent match. Drew McIntyre try to take down anybody involved with the bloodline, and it looks like Jey Uso is his next target.
I mean, it appears to be that this is the sort of match that could main event a Raw, like a normal Raw, but even then...
Oh, 100% would. Nowadays. You don't even get this kind of match main event in Raw nowadays.
That's what I'm saying. So, it's like, this is like the only match on the card to me that could main event a normal Raw, but as we've seen, Drew McIntyre has been AWOL for Raw. Lack of matches. But I'll be interested to see what they do here. Is Jey Uso going to get jobbed out? I can see a screwy finish because I think they'll want to protect the other finishes of the other matches. Can't see either guy losing clean.
Or maybe the other matches aren't going to be losing clean. You ever think of that?
I'm here. I think about it all the time, but I think they want their big triple. You know what Triple H, man? He wants his big main event matches to end squeaky clean. Like a bath, man, with a duck in it. That's what Triple H wants. Telling you. Drew McIntyre, though.
I'm not convinced. That's Tony Khan.
Drew McIntyre is pretty much confirmed that he's way to SmackDown, so maybe he'll take the L on his way out.
Has he?
Yeah. It's all been but confirmed.
By who? By Drew?
He was on SmackDown, and he was signing papers with Nick Aldis. So, I mean, to me, that's pretty close.
Well,
do you know how much paperwork is going to cost me, mate?
Drew could be going to SmackDown. News to me.
But I think he has to be honest. He can't be on the same show as Punk. And Netflix has got too many people. But then they talked about this transfer window. Well, when's it close? You know what I mean? Like, when can people keep jumping ship? It's just a mess. But I'm going to go Drew McIntyre to pick up the victory here. Going to ram his sword up the Samoan boy's ass.
Well, I mean, that would be a pretty sight. But we'll see if he does that or not. So, does that... I mean, if Drew's going to SmackDown, is Cody staying on SmackDown? Is Cody moving to Raw? There's no sign that Cody's been announced, I believe, for this Raw, but I'm going to assume, considering Drew McIntyre called him the quarterback, that the WWE Champion will make an appearance.
Oh, the numbers are higher the numbers are higher than ever, Cody. Oh, you're the man. You're our Patrick Mahomes. I'm just sick of this bullshit, man. From the people within the company cutting these promos and rewriting history, it's a joke. You know what I mean? It's one thing McIntyre saying it right, but how the fucking Austin, Rock and Hogan, guys like that, come out and be on the same show cutting promos with guys like that who are just spewing utter BS? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I personally thought that we would have seen the champions switch by now, but that's not happened, so is what it is.
I tell you what, though, if Drew McIntyre's on SmackDown and going for moves, how can Drew McIntyre not be beating him for the belt? Drew McIntyre's too good not to have the belt, especially on the B show SmackDown, man.
Yeah, look, we'll have to wait and see. Someone that's coming back, though, to WWE, it's been a while since we've seen him. I think he's only made one appearance since losing his title. That is none other than Logan Paul. He will be returning to Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Last time we've seen this guy, he was on SmackDown. Just because he's going to be on Raw doesn't mean that he's not on SmackDown anymore. We know WWE, I mean, they bring out these brand splits and they pretend that they're real, but then after a week they mess everything about and they let's be honest, they put whoever they want on whatever show they want. There's no such thing as you're a Raw guy, you can't be on SmackDown. I think Logan Paul going forward will be on Netflix. We just seen his brother fight Mike Tyson. I think he will want to be part of the Netflix crew. Doesn't mean that he can't ever be on SmackDown, but for me, I think that we'll get an announcement that Logan Paul is now a Netflix Monday Night Raw guy.
You know what? See Netflix, right? That's got Logan Paul written over it, but the sad thing is with Logan Paul is, I mean, I've heard rumours that he's going to be going into a feud with Cena, like, and I just do not want that. I do not want that, and also for the brand split stuff, right? I feel like Simply Now they're just a ploy to hype up a show, pretend that it's special. I mean, I think the biggest disgrace was that one. I don't think it was this last year. I think it was 2023. Not remember that tournament they announced for the world title. And the next show, you've got SmackDown guys competing for it. What a disgrace that was. But overall, I think Logan Paul, I wouldn't mind seeing the back of him. I think the guy's a good worker, and you know what? For a celebrity, damn, he's probably like one of the best guys you could get in that field. But do you know, I think there's not much more for him to do.
I'm not a big fan of Logan Paul.
Every match he has is fine. He's won the mid-card title. All that's really left for the guy to do is to win.
I thought he was alright as a celebrity wrestler, but he's never a guy that I wanted to be around full-time or have a full-time contract or be a WWE star. For me, he's the kind of guy that came in, you know, had a couple of Mania matches, had a couple of big feuds and whatnot, and I think he should... to me, I'd rather just see the back of Logan Paul. No offence to the guy. Just stealing a position off someone else I'd rather be in. So, but yeah, look, I thought he was pretty good for a non-wrestler. He's come in and he's done a good job. And you know, I can't fault the guy, but I've just no real interest in seeing him continue to be a WWE superstar. So, look, we'll see. As for him taking on Cena, I don't think that's happening. I believe he pitched the idea he wanted to be Cena's last WrestleMania opponent, and I think WWE shot it down because they think that Cena should go out against somebody better, or somebody at least in the wrestling business. It's Cena's last Mania. I think they've got bigger fish to fry for John Cena. I mean, and yeah, like, I'm not saying they don't trust Logan Paul, but I just think it would be wasted.
I
on
wonder
Logan
what
Paul.
way Logan Paul pitched that. Did he turn around and say, "Here, this will be good for John," or "I want this"?
And that's another thing.
Either way, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, like for me, Cena, his last Mania, I want to see him against a wrestler, not a celebrity.
No, but also Logan Paul shouldn't be pitching hee-haw, man. Cena should be pitching his own match, or it should be like Triple H, whoever's on like the head creative team. Logan Paul, who the fuck does he think he is?
Like, there's so many options for Cena. Title matches, CM Punk, The Rock.
Trilogy.
I mean, there's just so much you could do with John Cena. I don't think we should be wasting it on Logan Paul.
Absolutely not.
I mean, could we get a Cena-Logan Paul feud? Maybe. Yeah, they could have a pay-per-view match. Why not? I just don't think it should be main eventing or even on any sort of Mania because it's Cena's last one. Anyway, speaking of Cena, he makes the first stop of his farewell tour on the Netflix premiere. What will John Cena have to say? Will he throw down a marker? I wonder if he'll mention the prospect of him potentially winning or at least challenging for a world title. Because to me, that's all he's really got left to achieve.
And that's also going to be one of the biggest moments in wrestling history. As shit as we think wrestling is, that's like a trump card they've got. That's the ace card. They can whip that out at any point with Big John this year.
Yeah, and for me, they should be. I think Cena has to challenge for it. He's got to. Come on, it's John Cena. He's got to.
Yeah, no, but not even the last Raw. Can you just imagine the Raw rating? I don't even know how it's going to work, but imagine the hype for a Raw Netflix if you knew you were getting Cena in the main event challenging to break the all-time record, man. Fucking hell, that's worth staying up for.
Yeah, you want to talk about a real quarterback that actually carried WWE
Aye.
and threw
And
touchdown after touchdown after touchdown? That's John Cena.
He's brought the military fade back, and when Big John brings that back, he doesn't lose.
Yeah, I want to see John Cena go to war, and I guess we'll see if he's going to war when he comes back. 1 year left to John Cena. Enjoy it while you can.
I just hope we get John Cena matches every other week at least. Be great.
It would be great. Up next, we've got Liv Morgan defending her title against Rhea Ripley. So Liv Morgan defending the Women's Championship.
Last women's standings match.
Last women's standing match. This feud's been going on for, honestly, it feels like forever at this point. It is time, win, lose or draw. I believe it is time for these women to go their separate ways. Does that mean Rhea Ripley goes to SmackDown, or Liv Morgan or the Judgment Day go to SmackDown? I mean, potentially. I think you could see Rhea go to SmackDown. I think you could see a Bloodline swap for the Judgment Day. But to me, when feuds are going on this long, I think it is best to separate them. And when you're in a women's division, you can only say separate it for so long.
Yeah.
I get it, they've brought out a new mid-card title, but none of these two really scream mid-card title to me.
No. I mean, I remember this feud starting just before Cena slapped Kurt Angle and said ruthless aggression. It's been that long. It needs to end, right? It should end here. I mean, I prefer Liv, but Rhea Ripley should win, shouldn't she?
Should she? Why?
Because I feel like if she doesn't win, then it's not the end of the feud. I feel like the only way to end the feud is have Rhea Ripley win.
I don't really agree with that. I mean, it's a last woman standing match, so no matter who wins, it should end the feud.
Yeah, I'd rather Liv Morgan win, but you're right, it has to. Fuck it, we'll go Liv Morgan.
If Liv Morgan loses, her entire title reign's just been holding on to the belt until Rhea Ripley gets her one-on-one match to win it back.
I know, but look at SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton just won it, right? That means she's probably holding it until the 2040s at this rate. I just don't see Rhea Ripley challenging Tiffany Stratton. They're obviously booking Nia Jax in there. But then is Nia Jax Tiffany Stratton Mania worthy? No, it's not.
I'm going Liv Morgan to defeat Rhea Ripley.
I'm going Rhea Ripley.
By the way, did we both go Drew?
Yep. So, both went Drew. I'm going Rhea. You're going Liv. That leaves us with another match. Roman Reigns to engage in tribal combat against Solo Sikoa. Paul Heyman will be out there with the Ulafala around his neck, and he will have to put it around the winner. The Rock will probably also be out there. He's confirmed it himself. Dwayne will be there. I hope he's actually involved with this bloodline stuff, or attacks somebody and sets up a match, or fucking just enters the Rumble. How great would that be? I hope The Rock's just no out there to be like, oh, this is Netflix and I'm on the board of governors. That would be a bit shite.
Yeah, I hope The Rock's actually got a meaningful participation rather than just, oh, I'm going to show my face. Could we see a Rock face turn, heel turn? Will he help one member? Will he help another? Who knows?
I feel like Solo needs it. The new bloodline are his own life support.
Will we see Paul Heyman do anything? I mean, he refused to acknowledge Solo as his tribal chief months ago.
Well, the stipulation is if Solo wins, he has to be Paul Heyman's advisor till the end of time. So I just don't see how Solo wins.
Interesting. Not too sure what's going to happen here. We could get a heel turn, we could get a face turn, and we probably will get some form of interference. I mean, if Roman Reigns wins this and he is the true tribal chief, then I think the new bloodline should just disband.
I totally agree.
I think that whatever bloodline loses here, I think should be gone.
Yeah.
How can we have a bloodline led by Solo Sikoa when Roman Reigns is the tribal chief?
Well, no, let's be honest, right? If Roman Reigns wins, disband the bloodline, the Tonga Mongos, right? Both release them. Send Solo to SmackDown so he can be a singles guy, and maybe have Jacob Fatu join Roman Reigns' bloodline. I think that's the end game. Because see the Tonga brothers, they hang around like flies on shite. What is the need of them? One's already injured, and the worst one's there. Release him. Or is it the better one?
No, the worst one's injured.
Well, they're both shite.
One's clearly better than the other.
They're both fucking shite.
One is clearly better than the other.
They're both shite.
You don't know what you're talking about then. If you don't think there's any difference between...
Is there any use for the other one?
That's not the question.
Well, it's the question I'm putting forward to
No,
you.
hold on. Let's not pretend the other one is fucking worse than the rest of the roster. Wrestling's shite. The other one's not worse than any of them, half the other guys.
Yeah, but at least the other guys have got a bit of individuality. Like Chad Gable.
What's his individuality? The fact that he's a fuck up and can't work? How's that individuality?
I'm not on about him. He can fucking rot in hell as far as I'm concerned. He's pish.
Rot in hell. I mean, someone is...
Stay on the injured list. Release both.
The guy deserves to rot in hell because he sucks in the ring. What the hell is going on here?
His character, I don't know the guy personally.
I'm going with Solo.
It's not real, you know.
I'm going with
Solo.
Solo.
Real to you?
Aye, I'm going with Solo Sikoa. That's real.
Roman Reigns is winning. You fucking Solo Sikoa. Look at your predictions, man. Solo and Liv. What fucking Mongo picks them two?
I will see what kind of Mongo picks them to. I'm telling
Tommy
you.
Tonga over here.
Kind of Mongo that thinks The Rock may turn on Roman Reigns. Anyway, right.
That can happen with Solo losing, by
let's
the way.
move on to the... But it doesn't have the same sort of impact. It has much more impact.
The Rock goes to put it around Roman's Reigns' neck.
Puts it around his own neck.
Aye, fucking rock bottom.
Right, CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I mean, we're getting this feud here. Is it going to end on this Raw? I mean, I hope so. I hope it's not one of those ones that drags on. Premium live event. If we're going to see it in the main event of Raw Netflix, then I don't think we need to see it at Mania or after that. This should be a one and done for me. The feud's been going on for a while anyway. I mean, even when Punk was feuding with Drew, there was still the, you had the involvement with Seth Rollins. So for me, it's about time they brought this to an end. It could lead with one of these guys going to SmackDown. I mean, who would be freshened up on SmackDown? Honestly, I don't know. I know Netflix is a big show. If Punk went to SmackDown, I wouldn't even be that bored, to be fair.
Nah, Punk should be on Netflix every day of the week.
No, he should be, but maybe SmackDown need a win. Maybe SmackDown need a big name. But look, I get it. Raw is going to be the home of John Cena, and I'd rather just see Cena and Punk on the same show again. But it is what it is. Cena, Seth Rollins. CM Punk, Seth Rollins. I'm going to go CM Punk. I think he should win. I think he needs the momentum. I think he's the guy that WWE treat as the top guy going forward. Seth Rollins, for me, his time's up. I want to see CM Punk win this, and then maybe challenge for a title going into Mania.
Seth Rollins suits SmackDown. I think he'll lose clean to CM Punk. I don't necessarily agree it needs to be the end of the feud. I feel like you can just hit pause till like the summer, for example.
Why? That's Triple H's downfall. Dragging out feuds, man. It's fine to end these quickly. They don't need to go on forever.
Because what I'm saying, but you've seen it in the past. It's not like in the past people had like one-on-one matches and they never had one again.
No, I'm not saying that, but Jesus...
Do these two deserve a match for a title at a pay-per-view?
This isn't Triple H, Shawn Michaels, alright? This isn't a feud.
Yeah, but they're not the only two to have multiple matches, you know what I mean?
That's the only one that really, for me, lasted long term.
like Taker Brock. I mean, I could name a million, man, if I really wanted to. Point is, here we're not blessed with great matches.
We're not.
So I don't think this one being done over and over again would be that much of a problem. Anyway, we're both going Punk. And this show should be good. I believe you gave a Raw, what, a 7 out of 10 when The Rock battered Cody?
Aye, that was a pretty good Raw.
Will this Raw surpass that?
It might. I tell you what, if this Raw doesn't, then I don't know which Raw will.
Tell you what, though, it's got a hard job surpassing that because our ratings are... We fucking keep them low, like.
Yeah, look, this could be the best Raw we've seen in years. No doubt about it.
I'm not convinced, though. I'm not. As much as it should be, and we're like, oh, this is like a Mania level card in some degree. It's like, yeah, but how many Manias have we rated highly? I get it, you're getting it on... You know what? If they incorporate this card and incorporate a bunch of like guys from the past returning and they do it right, then this can absolutely be one of the best.
I don't think it going back to 3 hours helps it either.
Well, let's get into that. Actually, Triple H said the show can be 3 hours or it can be 41 minutes. Obviously, this show ain't going to be 41 minutes, but I think he's dug himself a hole with that, you know, because that now means they don't need to drag it out. That means if you write a show that you can want to be an hour 45, then it can be an hour 45.
Yeah, we heard Triple H come out and talk about stories and how you can't tell stories properly with 2 hour shows. And again, that just feels like another dig at the Attitude Era for me. It just seems like this guy, again, another way to downplay the Attitude Era, going, oh, the Attitude Era was no good, it was only 2 hours, never told any stories. It's like, jackass, you got your whole career over in the Attitude Era. You were successful in an era where you had 2 hours of Raw. Yeah. Some people will turn around and say, oh, you had 2 hours on SmackDown. But here, that doesn't matter a shit. You can tell a story over multiple weeks. Doesn't really matter how long a show is. It can go on to the next week. So, it's not about the length of the show or how many shows. It's about how good the writing is. And at the end of the day, everything we get currently is boring and dragged out.
If you can't tell enough stories over the time they've got now, then you're just doing it wrong. I mean, fuck's sake, man. You see guys not appearing like once every 3 weeks. It's just a joke. Triple H, it's a rewriting of history. That's what's going on for Triple H, man. And I can't stand the guy. Just spews shite out his mouth 24/7. Know what it is, right? Know why Triple H is perceived better as McMahon now? I think Triple H is more open to the idea of working from outside the company. I'm not saying McMahon wouldn't do the Netflix deal, but you can clearly see since Triple H has took over, they've brought like a lot more outsiders in.
No, definitely.
Like Triple H is like, you know, like the press conferences alone speak volumes. McMahon wanted to keep it within the WWE bubble. I think towards the end he definitely, like going to Saudi and things like that. But is Triple H a better business than McMahon? No, but I think he's willing to work with more people, and I think that is what's making WWE more marketable and things like that. I think examples of that, you could look at other sports, like look at F1, look at Bernie Ecclestone. He wanted just to keep it within its own bubble, but now F1's like fucking global. Doesn't necessarily mean the sport's better though. You know what I mean?
Alright.
But anyway, that is it for this Raw preview. Again, if this show is good and we're whipping out 8s, can they maintain it? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. That's up to Triple H to do it.
Well, here, I'd rather just get a good show to start and then we'll take it from there.
Well, that's it, man. Make this 3 hours and then see next week. You want to make it like an hour 45 because there's too many fucking jobbers, aren't they? Go ahead. No excuses anymore.
And Pentagon Dark as well. Can't wait to see what he does. What a legend.
Teaming up with Rhea against the New Day.
Aye, absolutely.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Brilliant, guys. Anyway, that is it. Catch you in the next one. Being Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching and peace.